Yo, morning. So today we're going to be putting in a new supply for this shed because I've already had to condemn the old one. It was done with a DIY standard. So the idea is we're going to be putting the new armoured in, new 6mm run all the way back. It's about 20 metres back to the board. So we're going to be putting a new consumer unit on in here. There's a new board already in the house because at this particular job we've just done the kitchen and a board and all sorts of stuff. But obviously part of the testing, I had to condemn this building. So we are literally going to be putting the board on. There's an earth rod going in, and then we're going to stop at that point. It'll make sense in a minute why we're going to stop at that point. But like I'm going to say is if you are new and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do. So the link is in the corner here. It's, for those of you who don't know how YouTube works, it's completely free. I had somebody message me the other day. I want to watch and I want to subscribe, but I'm worried it's going to cost me money. It doesn't cost you anything. It's literally just to say that you're liking the channel and you want it to grow. So right, that being said, let's take you inside and show you what's up. It's always a little bit tricky. So in here, right, this is, I'm going to put you this way so that you can see a bit better. So it's absolutely ramoed. It used to be used as a gym and it's not been used in that way for quite a while. And I think there's parts of the reason is because it's never really been done properly. So there is issues. We've got some damp coming in over there and all the rest of it, but that's for them to sort out. But as it stands now, the electrics are really sketchy, like really sketchy. So let's spin you around and then you can have a look and I'll show you what's going on. Okay, so hopefully, because it's a little bit hard with the lighting and stuff, but hopefully you can see. So this is 2.5mm twin and earth that's literally just fell off. That is, so that is the supply. It goes to this junction box here, and then it goes out to another 2.5mm to a lamp outside, another bit of flex, maybe 0.75 being generous, to another light that's there, and there is another one, which it's outside somewhere, and then we've got a light here. So I don't believe there's any sockets, I haven't seen any, but at the minute it's just, yeah, it's a mess. So the plan for me, so this is how it's been left as well. So we've got the light switch. So that light switch there is all off. So the plan for me is I'm going to be sticking the consumer unit, so hopefully, like you can see it enough. The board's going to be going over there. We're going to stick that on there, bring it through. I've had to move a load of stuff because obviously it's, you know, one of them. Right, through the death trap. But a part of the investigation, we found this is the supply for the shed. So underneath that, this is genuinely how it's been. So that has got some armoured on the other end of it, I believe. Yeah, not great, and that's buried underneath all the paving stuff, I think. And then it pops up a bit further on down the line. It pops up here. So it pops up here and then dives off. So yeah, not great. So all that's going. So I've already whacked in our 6mm all the way along. That's coming down to here, leading it round, and then we're going to bring it through into the building, and then, like I say, mount the board up here, and then that runs all the way down here. So I'm going to have to lift this slab up, and potentially this one. It's either going to be this one here, or it's going to be brought all the way down and brought in there like that one is. So that's the job today. So that's what we're going to be getting on with. So now I'm at the stage now where, because it's dry, we've been having some terrible weather recently. It's been pretty naff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that into the building. We'll get you set up so we can actually see what we're doing and get that board mounted. So board wise, we're going to be fitting a BG garage board in, getting that in there. We've got our earth rod, so that bad boy is going to be whacked in. Hopefully we can get some low enough readings. It's been damp, been wet, so I imagine it should be fairly low. But yeah, so better get cracking, I think. Also, I want to have a little shout out to the customers for making me plenty of tea on literally almost every hour. Right, there is really no other way of doing this other than whacking that bad boy straight through. So you've got to be mindful when you're doing it, because obviously you're going to have timber running that way. So if you would drill right in the corner, it's not going to work because you're going to end up hitting the joists. Also, you don't want to have it too low that then, just in case of severe weather, the water runs through. So I'm going to bring it up around about this level here. Just as another thing is, you want to try and aim to drill uphill slightly, and obviously exaggerated like that, because what will happen then is any water that runs down the building will also actively run away. If you drilled it that way, you're encouraging more water to basically go back in. Obviously it's a little bit difficult in this situation because it's only a thin little shed, but you know. Okay. Okay, so once we've done, we'll whack some silicone around that and stop more water coming in. Okay, board of choice that we're going with today, it's a BG garage board. It's an IP rated one as well, so as you can see there is some water ingress in this little bad boy. Now as you can probably gather, that's why it is literally as a power supply to here. It's nothing else, we're not doing anything else to it. So the only bit we're going to be putting in, we're going to put a hole in the bottom, two of these bottom bits here, because one's going to be doing the earth rod and one is going to be doing obviously the armoured coming through. Now there is going to be obviously more work going on at a later date, but for now that is all we're going to be using. So we've got standard breakers that comes in it. It's a 32 amp and a 6 amp MCB. We've got an RCD which is a 40 amp RCD, which is perfect for this installation. So right, let's get that mounted up. So as you can probably gather, it is tight for space. We've got half a ton of cobwebs and all sorts of stuff going on. It's not great. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill out. So we've got our cable that's come in. It's about 100 mil away from the edge here. So we're going to take that one out, so which we're going to just basically drill it. Not entirely sure, you might actually be able to do knockouts, but that's a little bit sketchy for me, because if you get that wrong, and I'd rather drill it out properly and not have to worry about getting it all horribly wrong. And then we'll do one more. So that will take care of my supply coming in, and then we've got that one for our earthing. So that's the plan. So we'll just measure that off down there, and then we'll just transfer that over up here, because that is basically where I want the center line to come in. The other thing is, while I've got it out, I'll pilot drill my fixing points. Oh, that's not great, not had that before. Just snapped, whether you can see that, the Armeg, brand new, brand spanker, and it's snapped the drill bit. That's going to be a bit of a pain today. Oh well. Oh, I thought that was going to hit me in the head. Right, I don't know what this is, this board, so I don't like it, I don't like the feel of that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark those, and then I'm going to plug those, because I do not like the feel of that. It feels like it's not a strong fixing whatsoever. So let's whip that back off and get some different fixings for it. Right, as with the channel, we're very an open, real world sort of channel. I don't like all this, you know, it's all jazzy and, you know, rainbows and all that rubbish. Okay, I'm struggling to get a fix in, gonna be honest. That, even with some better fixings, not good enough. So I'm gonna have to come up with another plan, because that is not gonna cut the mustard. So I'm gonna have to do something and figure it out. So bear with me, 2 seconds, it'll be nothing for you, but a lot for me. Well, that was a massive pain in the arse. So fixing wise, right, the only fixing I've managed to get on there is one of those. So basically the gist of it is you tighten that up, chuck some wings out, and obviously it pulls a lot more on there. That is the only way I've managed to fix that, and yeah, I'm not looking forward to doing all the rest of the armoured as well. So yeah, not great. So what I might do is, I think I'm gonna have to do a slight change of plan. Bring the armoured up tight into the corner, fix it to here, because there'll be a timber in that corner, and then just swing her out. I think that's going to be what I'm going to have to do, which is what I'm going to do now, basically. So the gist of it is, obviously we've got our, I don't know why I keep saying the gist of it is, we've got the cleats here. So these are, what we got, some of them tell you, I think there's 6s, I think something like that, and it's 6mm 3/4 that we're using here. So we're going to get that whacked in now, so we're going to terminate that. So spacing wise for the cleats is, I just use a drill bit. It's obviously, if it's heavier cable, you're going to need a lot more, but I find that, you know, it's that kind of, use a reference. You can also cut a bit of conduit if you want to use that, not a problem. But yeah, so you're not going to be able to see me because I'm going down. Right. Armoured is now fixed to the building, not going anywhere. It's not as pretty as what you'd want for Instagram and all the rest of it, but it's functional. I think this is part of it. You've got to go function over, you know, prettiness. I'm pretty sure that's a saying, I'm pretty sure. So what I've done is going to form that armoured through. So I've marked it, I've put my gland, the top of my gland in. So I've marked where I want it to come to on here. So now I've got to make sure we put our shroud on properly. So what I found to get the best way, so if you put it on that way and twist it round like you're doing a sharpener, you should be able to cut it all the way around if my knife was actually sharp. Okay, so which will leave that tight. Obviously spin it round the other way, and then that will give you a perfect, nice tight shroud on there. Nobody wants it baggy, let's be honest. So pipe slice is what I use on here. So obviously, like, tighten it up as you go in, basically. I'm sorry about the camera angles, but they are what they are. Okay, so that should be cut. Now, what I would suggest, although they have given me the wrong one, is put the other part of your gland on first, and then, yeah, you're supposed to cut away from you. This knife is really blunt, and this is dangerous. In fairness, having a blunt knife is really dangerous. Okay, now that was stupid, really, of my part, and I shouldn't really have shown you, but stupid, because you're putting way more pressure on than what you need to, and when that slips, it will stick straight in you. Okay, and then you're off down A&E. So yeah, that was stupid, in fairness. I should have, it didn't cut nice either. So before I go doing the other end, I'm going to sharpen the knife, because that was ridiculous, in fairness. So once we've cut that back, you should be able to just, some of these will just fall off, some might need a little wiggle. Okay, that's that. So take one of the strands, wrap it up, and then you've only got to pick one thing up rather than loads of them out with a blunt knife. Sorry. Okay, so that's that gone. So a little bit of a wiggle, but before I do that, I'm going to go and get my cable stripper and get that sorted. Cable stripper. So with that, I'm literally just spinning it round once, and then in theory, if I can get it on there properly, it should cut that, but it's not going to plan today. I'm one of them days where it's just not flowing. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Okay, it's hard working at this. So what I think I'm going to do is undo that so I can have a bit more room to manoeuvre. So first things first, we'll get these cables through. Give it a little cheeky wiggle and it will open the strands up. You've got to make sure that your strands are all on the outside. I know that sounds stupid, but the amount of glands I go to and they've not been terminated correctly is ridiculous. Whew. What a pain that is. Took way longer than what I thought, in fairness, but such is life, isn't it? It's a pain, that really is a pain. So what I'll do is I'm going to get the earthing in and the rod in. So what I obviously need to do on here as well is obviously make sure that I don't connect the earthing system on here. So the earthing will be labelled up. So as a TT system, no longer going to be in use, but we're going to get that earth rod whacked in first, because this, I need to get out of this little hole, clear my head. Okay, so Flexicon coming through, and I've got my 10mm out the other end. Now, I have got a little bit of a plan with this, so we'll dress that down so it comes across. So obviously a bit like the Armoured is, we'll bring that around there. But putting that other end in an enclosure. So we've got the earth rod, we've gone for the thicker one, which is, I think it's about 13mm, something like that. So you can put extension pieces on this if you need to, but hopefully, fingers crossed, I shouldn't need to on this one. Right, let's just get rid of that. Okay, earth rod and clamp. So what I'm going to use is one of these Hensel boxes, because it's a bit deeper and it's a bit more open on the inside. So what I'm going to do is drill that out so it's deep enough, put that through, just slide that through to the deck, and then just whack the living daylights out of it. That is my plan. Nothing too jazzy about it, but that is it. So let's get that, start smashing this earth rod in. So before I do that, earth rods, okay, so if you're at the front of the house or anything like that, you've got to look at where utilities come in, whether obviously signs of gas, drainage, all that sort of stuff. Here is an outbuilding, you're never going to have anything like that anyway. The biggest thing you're going to have a pain in the backside with is roots and trees, and that's about it. Maybe fence posts, but should be all right. Okay, one of the other cool things about these Hensel boxes, okay, so there is a rubber sort of seal where you'd normally bring your cable through, and if you can see that, hopefully, so that seal is perfect size for the rod, so that should stop any moisture coming up as well. Check that bad boy out. Right, bit of a weird angle as you can see, but I've got loads of stuff around me. So this is the theory behind it all. So we're going to bring it down here, tuck it back a little bit away from the building, and then we're going to push that in there and start hammering that through. The only thing that we've got to worry about is that fence is leaning a lot, and as I get to start smacking that, I'm probably going to skin my knuckles a few times. So wish me luck. Right, so I thought I'd just bring you in for a bit of a closer look. So we've got our enclosure on, we'll stuff that as well, so there shouldn't be any moisture coming through all the way through there. So I'll label this up as well, we'll get all that labelled up once I'm doing the board, and we'll stick all that on. So yeah, overall, chuffed with that. Okay, so we've got basically the cables are brought in now. We've labelled that up. We've also put an actual safety tag directly onto the cable as well. So obviously, like I said, not entirely sure how long that's going to last. It should last a long time, but you never know. But if somebody removes that, and because I don't know what's underneath there, obviously it's quite obvious it's a TT, but there is a safety warning notice on there as well. So I'll take you inside in here. So as you can gather, it's been a little bit hard work today, I'm going to be honest. So we've got the board on, as in mounted up. I've got to now go and lift all the slabs up. I've labelled it up, TT system, do not connect to the PME, which is why we've got this here. So we're going to put the cover on for now, get cracking. So, because I don't know exactly how long I'm going to have, don't know exactly how long we're going to have left in trying to get, oh, try not to drop you on anything. I'm getting the patio up and all the rest of it. Now need to make sure it goes back down tonight. So yeah, it's been a bit of a pain, I'm going to be honest. Then when you think, oh, you make it, everything's all nice and easy and the rest of it, it's not. It's real world. It's real world, this is. It does my head in at times when you know, we can't all have perfect days and all the rest of it. It doesn't happen. So you know, this is one of those days where you just could, it's not too bad, but for some reason it's just messing with my head a little bit. Right, so I want to share something with you. Today is just not flowing. For whatever reason, it's just not flowing for me. We have these days, and you know, in reality, it happens. We get these days where, you know, you think everyone's, you know, on YouTube and Instagram and all the rest of it, that your life's absolutely perfect, no problems and all the rest of it. Today is one of them days of proof that it's not like that. For me, I've knocked over screws, I've tripped up things, I've dropped things left, right and centre. Nothing seems to be flowing, okay? And I don't know what it is. There is something about today where it's just irritating me and my chest's hurting. I've got an injury from playing rugby and that's doing my nut in as well. So it's very sharp pains all the time. So that's irritating me as well. So all these things, right? So I thought, whatever. So I've got the path here, started digging underneath it, and yeah, sort of sums my day up completely in one. So this is kind of what's made me laugh. I've kind of just thought, do you know what, whatever. And I thought I'd just share it with you, you know, because it make it, you know, it is a real channel, and this, you know, I'm a real person with, you know, different. Life's not perfect, and that's the way it is. So we've got to look at the positives, right? Today, customer brings me tea out almost every hour, so you can't say fairer than that. And it's wicked, so I'm really chuffed with that. I've got the board on, I've got all the armoured ran to here. I've literally got to lift this slab up and another one down the path somewhere. That's okay. If I don't get it done today, highly likely I'm not going to get it done now. You know, dig in with that. So it's probably not going to happen today. It's all right. I'll come back tomorrow. It is what it is. People are going to have to, you know, be rearranged. Whatever. I should have really, in hindsight, when I'm feeling like this, I should have had another pair of hands with me here, because I'm knowing my own self. Really should have had another pair of hands. But we're busy. We're really busy, and we've got other lads everywhere else. And I know you're sitting at home and be going, well, you should employ some more people. Yeah, we could do that, but again, that brings its own issues of the more people that we have, the less control we have of the jobs and the quality and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so I just wanted to share with you, that's what it is. So I'm going to finish my tea, I'm going to go and sit in the van for a minute, have a moment, and yeah, going to go and get a new shovel, and it is what it is.